I've been reading this book, Moral Leadership by Thomas J. Sergiovanni, Getting to the Heart of School Improvement. This was published in '92, and it's a fascinating book. If you've never picked it up or read it, it's a fairly quick read, but it's it's full of a lot of really rich description of different leadership styles and weighing the virtues of different types of decisions and ways of organizing organizations and specifically schools. And there's a passage here that I'd like to read today, just for food for thought. And this is actually not a passage by Sergiovanni, but a quote that he has from Lawrence Miller from 1984. And well, without any other further introduction, let me just read this. I think it bears some striking resemblance to a lot of stuff that's in the media today about school reform, but this could also apply to any kind of business or organization, not just schools. And it certainly is thought provoking. So here's what Lawrence Miller says, as cited by Sergiovanni. Problems were always solved the same way. The Lone Ranger and his faithful Indian companion, red servant of somewhat darker complexion, come riding into town. The Lone Ranger, with his mask and mysterious identity, background, and lifestyle, never becomes intimate with those whom he will help. His power is partly in his mystique. Within 10 minutes, the Lone Ranger has understood the problem, identified who the bad guys are, and has set out to catch them. He quickly outwits the bad guys, draws his gun, and has them behind bars. And then there was always that wonderful scene at the end. The helpless victims are standing in front of their ranch in the town square, marveling at how wonderful it is in the town square. Marveling at how wonderful it is now that they have been saved. You hear hoofbeats and the William Tell overture, and one person turns to another and asks, "But who was that masked man?" And the other replies, "Why, that was the Lone Ranger." We see Silver rear up, and with a hearty "Hi-yo, Silver!" the Lone Ranger and his companion right away. It was wonderful. Truth, justice, and the American way protected once again. What did we learn from this cultural hero? Among the lessons that we now act out daily by managers are the following. There is always a problem down on the ranch or the school, and someone is responsible. Those who got themselves into difficulty are incapable of getting themselves out of it. All have to go down or send someone down to fix it. In order to have the mystical powers needed to solve problems, you must stay behind the mask. Don't let the ordinary folks get too close to you, or your powers may be lost. Problems get solved with discrete periodic time units, and we have every right to expect them to be solved decisively. These myths are no laughing matter. Anyone who has lived within or close to our corporations or schools knows that these myths are powerful forces in daily life. Unfortunately, none of them bears much resemblance to the real world. So, curious what your thoughts are on that passage. I think it's really powerful, and it really says a lot about our culture and our conception of what leadership is or what it ought to be. But I'll leave this up to you.